Welcome to Body Talks Mind Lessons with Indu. Are you ready to hear real life stories from around the world how Body Talk system has helped heal trauma and brought vitality back to life? If yes, stay tuned and find out if this is what you have been waiting for.
Hello.
Welcome, listeners. This is your host, Indu Agarwal in California. And today you are going to meet Nancy Hughes, who is a body talk practitioner and a yoga teacher. She will tell you how to clear knots in your body and blocks in your energy. And how do you access your best health and full potential in body, mind, and spirit. So, welcome, Nancy. I'm excited to talk to you today.
Hello, Indu. Thank you for having me. It's very nice to speak to you today.
Yes, absolutely. So, let's start with where in the world are you?
So I live in the city of Chelmsford, which is in the county of Essex in England in the UK.
All right.
So
and do you have always lived there, or this is
I've
your...
always lived, yes, I have always lived in this area. Yes.
Okay. All right. Don't know too much about that area, but I'm sure it's beautiful the way it is.
It's very flat here. We're about 40 minutes from London in an area called East Anglia. Yes, it's a flat area, but it's very beautiful, as is the English countryside, very green. Yeah.
All right. So now, talking about you, tell us more about you. When you were growing up, what did you think that you were going to be doing in terms of your professional, uh, you know, uh, career and everything else, and how life turned out to be? Surprises, right?
So I grew up in a small, sleepy village, about 10 minutes away from where I live. I had a very nice childhood. I was very interested in the creative arts. So I actually went to art school, and then I went to university to study design.
Okay.
So nothing to do with what I do now, although design is often about relationships, creating feelings in people, connections, finding connections. I was always a very sensitive child, and that's something that I'm acknowledging more and more as I get older. But I discovered Body Talk really at a challenging part of my life in 2006. So I got married, as we all do, or not all do, as not everyone do. And I had 3 children.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Still have 3 children. They're now aged 26, 22, and 18. 3 sons, very sporty sons. But I found myself in what is classed now as a high conflict divorce. And a year into that divorce, as things were becoming increasingly stressful, I was introduced to Body Talk via my mother, actually. She knew of a practitioner, and she sent me along to receive a Body Talk session. And I was just hooked. I was so taken away with the healing that I experienced, even in that first session. I remember lying on the couch and having a practitioner who's still a practitioner in Chelmsford, just gently moving my wrist, softly moving my wrist. And I experienced tears rolling down my cheeks, and I didn't feel sad. I just recognized a release was occurring. And afterwards, in the week or so afterwards, I just felt lighter, more able to cope with 3 young children. They were 8, 4, and 1 at the time. It was just so profound, just the ability to experience some harmony, even during a very stressful situation. So that's how I discovered BodyTalk. And then I think it was in 2008, I took the Access course. And if you're a body talker, you'll know that Access is sort of the fast aid approach. It's the skills that we give to people to create health on a sort of daily basis. So that was in 2008. And in
So
2000,
just going back a little
yeah.
bit on the details of how you were introduced. So I'm surprised that it happened the other way around. Usually, people discover it and then they take it to their parents, right? And here it is the other way around. So
Yeah.
I'm just curious that was your mother taking regular sessions, or she just heard about it and she just thought this would be useful to you?
Do you know, I don't remember if she was taking sessions. She was
Ah, okay.
friends with the practitioner's mother. So as us mothers do, we talk and we'll talk about our children. And
Mm-hmm.
she just felt that, I guess, listening to what this lady did, that it would help me potentially navigate what was, a very, very stressful situation. And she was right. So I'll be eternally grateful to her and to the practitioner who encouraged me to take the journey myself.
Yeah, that is absolutely the coincidences that I'm seeing with different people that, there is some level of question people have. Oh, how about Body Talk not doing active marketing? And then everybody has told me that Body Talk just shows up when you are ready for it, when you need it. So you are just reinforcing that. Whole idea that just be open to receiving healing, and the right modality will show up at the right time. So that's what you're saying essentially, right?
I agree. I think that's true of a lot of things in life. They find you. I believe that you can't really miss anything that's meant for you. You can often take a windy road to it, but if it's meant for you, it will find you. And Body Talk certainly found me. Yeah.
All right. That is awesome. And what Nancy talked about is this is a 1 day course that a lot of people start out with, which is Body Talk Access, and it is in about 6 hours you can learn how to apply it as a self-care tool on yourself and also to your family. So a lot of people start with that. So Nancy, after taking Access, then what was your next step?
Well, I carried on receiving sessions, excuse me, and then in 2008, towards the end of my divorce, it did actually go on for another year, but in 2008, no, 2010, sorry, I took what is now called Fundamentals, but at that time was called Module 1 and Module 2, which is the 4-day course to introduce you to being a practitioner. So yeah, that was 2010, and that was on the recommendation of my practitioner Helen at the time, who definitely sensed something in me that and encouraged me to take the course to be a practitioner. I didn't take my exam until 2013. I took my time. But yeah, in 2013, I became a certified Body Talk practitioner.
All right. Yeah. That is where the journey starts to become the first level practitioner. You take
Yeah.
fundamentals, and then you do practice sessions, and then you come back and take the exam to be a practitioner. So that is where the journey starts. And then there are a lot of advanced courses people keep on taking once they get started. So then let's kind of add other dimension to your journey, which was you are also a yoga teacher. So how did that show up? Were you
No,
already teaching yoga?
I've just qualified this year last year
Ah,
to be a
okay.
yoga teacher. Yes. So my journey with Body Talk has just opened me up as a person, as a soul, as an individual to to sort of, I feel, really explore my potential. I mean, the Nancy of 10 years ago would not have dreamt of being a yoga teacher, and here I am. So it's quite the journey, and I think Body Talk has definitely created all these opportunities by aligning me to my dharma, to my potential. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, because that is the interesting part that a lot of other people have said that they start on the body talk journey or the other way around. They're doing something else, and body talk shows up as a complementary modality, or they become a practitioner and then something else uh, shows up to complement body talk. So that is the thing. It is a journey, not just you acquire one thing and you stop. For example, I started with body talk and mindfulness showed up. It was like I really needed that to access my meditative side before I could become a body talk practitioner. So really interesting, how things open up just when you start on the body talk journey. So you just don't stop there.
No, you don't. You don't at all. It's a journey, and as you say, it opens you up to your potential, and being able to explore that journey with curiosity and joy and hope is just such a wonderful thing to experience.
Yes, yes. So you became practitioner in 2013, so has been about 9 years or so. So what all you have experienced in your own journey and with your clients, I would say.
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, I think for me, as we've spoken about, it's definitely supported me in, growing confidence, alignment to my purpose. It's helped me with, parenting, three very different characters and souls that I have in my house. So I definitely notice I'm able to, I hope they agree with me, parent according to their individual needs. It's really brought my attention to my any unhealthy belief systems and my patterns and habits of responding to situations. And you asked me about how it's helped other people. Was that the
Yes,
question?
yes. So yes, I
As a
see that you
practitioner,
are using it for the family, right? That's where you
yes.
started out. Then how did you branch out and your business side of things, basically?
Yeah, so I work from home. I have a clinic here in my home, and I also, occasionally pop up in other places to offer in-person sessions. Most of my work is remote, but in terms of, I guess the bigger success stories, if you like, I've got two within my own family, and then, with other people. And remote work is just so incredibly powerful. With my son, I wasn't the only person that worked on him, but my middle son had a ruptured ACL in the center of his knee, so that's the anterior cruciate ligament, and he had been receiving body talk sessions from myself and another practitioner in the UK,
Mm-hmm.
and he actually went into surgery. So they have all the MRI scans. Of course, nowadays they've gone in with all of those medical diagnostics and
Mm-hmm.
decided that he needed surgery to repair. So I dropped him off at a hospital in London, went off to have some lunch, and my phone started ringing, and it was the surgeon. And he said, "How far away are you? How quickly can you come back?" And I must admit, in that moment, I thought, oh my goodness, is my son flatlining on the table or something? So he
Wow.
calmed me down, but he said, "I can't explain what I've just seen. You need to come back here." So my son had received a general anaesthetic, so I couldn't see him. But the
Mm-hmm.
surgeon took me into his office and showed me the pictures from the camera that they'd inserted through the keyholes into his knee. And you could visibly see the healed tissue. It was a different colour, and the connection had been made again. And he just could not believe that this ligament had healed. It was an incredible experience to have. You know, the evidence was there on the screen, and unexplainable to an expert in his field. So that was, you know, an amazing evidence of how BodyTalk is just an incredible modality.
And wow, what a story.
Yeah, it is incredible. Yeah.
So how long he had been taking BodyTalk sessions before deciding on the surgery?
Well, the medical procedures was running alongside the sessions. You know, I don't know if you've experienced it, but you don't tend to speak up about BodyTalk in medical environments.
Yeah, exactly.
They just raise their
they're gonna
eyebrows.
say, "What is this voodoo thing you're doing? I don't want to hear about it." Right?
Exactly that. So he injured himself in the January, and I think it was about May time that he had the surgery. But this was after, you know, many appointments, many MRI scans, checking that this was the right course of action. So it'd been, you know, a few months of receiving sessions before he went in for surgery. Yeah, and
yeah, I just want to point out a key thing here that we as BodyTalk practitioners, we do not come in the way of Western medicine. So, you know, we do encourage people to do whatever else they feel like doing. And in some cases, you know, surgery is necessary, you know, depending upon what stage of an injury you started taking BodyTalk sessions. And, you know, everybody has a different experience. But what Nancy is pointing out is while you are seeking the other whatever else is needed and you are doing BodyTalk on top of that, you may come to a point that you know, either it works together with the Western medicine or you may not need need it, you know, just like she discovered. So that is a profound way BodyTalk works, that it complements. So it's not that do this and don't do that, right?
absolutely, I definitely agree with you there. Yeah. And I just wanted to share, you know, a couple of other stories that I've personally experienced, and this is through remote work, which has just been incredible. And that's two different individuals who I was contacted by members of their family. They were actually, and this two very separate situations, a few years apart, but both clients were in comas. So in hospital in comas, one in New Zealand, one in the UK, and as I said, very separate. But within 12 hours of a remote session, both came out of their coma despite having the family being told that they would be kept under for a few weeks. And that just, you know, blows me away even now with 10 years of practice, that you know, remote work can be this powerful. And again, the medical profession can't explain how this works. I can't explain how it works, to be honest. Just by looking at the, you know, the energetic blocks, observing those, the knots in the energy fields. And as you know, Indu, as a BodyTalk practitioner, we are the observer. And
exactly.
It is the observer that changes, can create change in the outcome. So that's my role as the witness. So yeah, just incredible experiences.
Oh wow, that is another two amazing stories of remote remote sessions.
I know.
Wow, that's definitely something to witness in your journey as a practitioner. That you give remote session and somebody wakes up from the coma. Yeah, that is profound. Of course, you know, we know that in this universe, energetically, we are all connected. And sometimes, you know, we have a hard time explaining the remote sessions. Well, for that matter, even in person sessions, right? You know,
Absolutely.
but what is interesting is that the session already exists, as they say, in the universe. You are just accessing it and connecting those energetic dots and delivering it to the person. You know, even without any sound, without anything, you can still deliver the session, right?
Absolutely, because when I think most of my remote work, I deliver a recording of a session. Now, in both these cases, obviously the receiver didn't listen to the recording, and but the results were still there, still
Yeah,
experienced, which is,
right. The intention was there,
yeah,
and it
incredible.
got heard at a, some other level that rather than the conscious level.
Yes, yeah. It's
Wow.
just an incredible modality. And of course, it's, Mindscape, the course Mindscape that we are required to take if we are going to work remotely is one of my favorite courses. I have 3 favorites, and that's one of them. And that's, again, a course that's open to anybody, a bit like Access, isn't it? It's open to the general public, so to speak. Anybody can take Mindscape and experience that.
Yes. Yes. Tell us more about that. What was your experience of Mindscape?
Oh, I love Mindscape. I just love Mindscape. I mean, in this country, it's Benedict Cumberbatch created a Sherlock Holmes TV series. I'm going off piece a
Yeah.
bit here.
Yeah,
But he
exactly.
had, I don't know if you ever saw it, he had what was called a mind palace. And on screen, they explained it by how, he could walk into a room and just see lots of different things and use lots of different tools. And in Mindscape, we get to create our toolbox. We get to go into this different level of consciousness, the 0 point field, I think they call it, don't they? And where all the information is, and we get to play in that zone, and it's just incredible for your creativity. It's just an incredible tool when you're working remotely. You get to dial in with permission, I should say. This is the other piece. We always work with permission, don't we, before we deliver sessions?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. That is true of any session we deliver. The very first thing is that the client has to be interested and
Yeah.
has to give permission before we can play in their field. So
Yeah.
we're not gonna do this secretly for
No,
anybody, right?
no, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. And yes, the fun thing about Mindscape, it is not just for doing a body talk session. You can use it for writing a book. You can use it for creating an artwork. Whatever is it that you want to create, you can just get into that zone and go and create that. So it is one of the most fantastic life sciences course that is out there in Body Talk. And you said there are your 2 other favorites, so let's
Oh,
explore that.
okay. So after I took the fundamentals, the next course that is available, really, if you're doing them in order, was Principles of Consciousness. And
Yeah.
that just, again, blew me away. So love that course. Just incredible, going into the different consciousnesses of organs and endocrines. Yeah, that's just a great tool. And then the other one is Body Ecology, because just gave another perspective on our systems, our bodies, microbiome. Just, yeah, a beautiful course again to have been experienced. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with you that principles of consciousness is that's when the body talk comes alive. The session, really gets into, okay, which body part is doing what, and which
Yeah.
one is is not part of the orchestra here. It's not talking to the other organs, where the breakdown is going on. So it's so much fun once you learn the principles of consciousness. Body ecology I have not taken, so I cannot comment on that, but I totally believe in the role of microbiome and how it shows up in the sessions. So, okay. Any other course that you want people to know about from your perspective?
Oh, gosh. No. I mean, there are so many, aren't there? I think the one that I'd love to do is the Eastern medicine. But no, and apart from those, just I had the honour of experiencing John and his foundation, not foundation, founder session intensives on a few occasions, and of course we lost John just before Christmas, and he is the reason why we are all here practicing this incredible modality. So to watch him, to be able to actually observe him in action is just wonderful experience.
Had the good fortune of meeting him in person.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely phenomenal person.
He is, and I'm sure he's working from his new dimension, supporting.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure he's watching over all of us, and maybe we will grow in another dimension. Who knows what is coming up. Now, are you thinking about other courses, or how did you actually expand your practice? Is there anything that you want BodyTalk practitioners to know how things are in England, and is there anything particular about the whole environment in England for BodyTalk?
I expanded my practice really through word of mouth. We have a lot of practitioners in this country. For me, there's only one other practitioner in Chelmsford, who is the lady Helen who introduced me to BodyTalk. But I know there's a network, and it's through social media that we all stay connected and support each other. But for me, it's just word of mouth that it's grown, and I'm not super comfortable with putting myself out there on social media. That's maybe something that's still to come. I'm getting better at it, but it's that visibility piece that I still prefer to be private in my work. So this is a great opportunity for me to be able to do this podcast. Do this podcast. Yeah, that's great for you there.
Oh, that's interesting. Here's another example of a belief system, right? So people start out and they feel that they have to be on social media, and then they go in that direction. And whereas you were saying that you didn't need to be on social media, and you worked it through personal touch, and it came the BodyTalk, your clients came through personal touch. So it's kind of, giving me a wake up call that I keep on feeling that I have to be on social media. And somehow, then I meet other people who say that, is it something about your belief system that is putting you in social media? It's not BodyTalk needing social media. You know what I'm saying?
I do, absolutely. Yeah, I do, absolutely. It's exploring your belief systems, the fundamental belief systems. I also think, though, it's very, very hard to explain this modality. I mean, the scope is so vast, it's so huge. And of course, each session that you deliver is so unique and individual to that person. And even when you're dealing, or working with one client, the sessions across the range that you deliver will be so different, because it's unique to the person attending in that moment of time. And that's, I think, again, maybe it is a belief system, it probably isn't, or an excuse. I just find it incredibly hard to explain.
Yes,
works.
yes, exactly. I mean, in fact, one of my questions, which I forgot to ask, what is your definition of body talk? Because,
Ah,
after going through the whole thing, still people have difficulty summarizing it in one sentence. And, when people say, explain it to me, yes, I can explain it to you in a paragraph, in a podcast and whatnot. But just to explain in one sentence, it is very difficult. I don't know if you want to give that a try.
really, really challenging. I don't know. All I can do. I mean, I have one of the New York brochures in front of me, and it just says we all experience stress, be it in the mind, body, or spirit. In fact, it's the number one cause of dis-ease in the world, because it causes the natural communication lines in the body to break down. And when the body forgets how to communicate with itself, injury and illness occur. So, and of course, we use muscle testing to identify these breakdowns in
Hmm.
communication. And that's, it's the basis of how we then run a session and we get the body to talk to itself. And of course, you mentioned belief systems earlier, and they are the filters through which we all operate. We create these polarities, don't we? Good, bad, and we experience life through these filters. And that's what can eventually cause a symptom through, it's the information in our information field, which is the filter. In yoga, we'd call it samskaras, little knots in that information field. Maybe you decide an experience or a life should have been a different way, a certain way, and then we create this pole, setting it up as good or bad, and it's that eventually creates the dis-ease in our systems. So we're here to undo those knots, aren't we? And to ease and soothe the experience a person is having of their life.
Exactly, exactly. Everything that is going on, and depending upon how it got received by your body mind, it
Yeah,
can either be just a normal experience, or it can become, as we call it, an active memory or a knot that
yeah,
keeps on coming back again and again, and somehow it needs to be straightened out. So, and over a passage of time, there are so many knots, mental knots we have. And
mm,
in yoga, you can take care of some of those physical knots. And with Body Talk, you can undo some of those mental knots, right?
absolutely, absolutely. I mean, all illness of the mind body originates in that energetic field and those spiritual dimensions. So we can tap into those and go to the root of the dis-ease and create a different outcome. It's incredible.
Yeah.
It really addresses the whole of you, doesn't it? We can look at the experiences that we've had. It's just incredible. It really is.
Yeah, exactly. And also, just to bring it up here, the knot sometimes shows up as a symptom,
Mm,
but we don't stop at symptom. We are going after the story, the behind the symptoms. So that is what is the profound thing, that we're not just talking about, okay, you have a pain. We also go back to, where did this pain originate.
yeah, actually, one of the things that you've prompted me to realize is sometimes when people ask me about body talk, I say, if you have two individuals that have the same diagnosis, the same label given to their symptom, the reasons why that symptom is manifesting in those individuals will be completely different. They have completely different history, completely different genetics, completely different life experiences. And I guess as body talk practitioners, it's that story that we are trained to witness and to observe, which, and undo the knots, which would eventually lead to the symptom.
Hmm. Yeah, that's why each session is unique. It
Yeah.
is, it is,
Yeah.
even though we are, trained with the protocol chart and whatnot, but the actual path or the actual session that shows up for each client is very different.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, Nancy, is there anything you want to share in terms of your contact information? And also, what is your final message to the people, the
Thank you.
listeners?
So I have a website, which if you feel free, there's information, there's testimonials on there. It's Nancy Francis, and that's Francis with an I.co.uk. So that's probably the best place. You can email me at nancyfrancis.co.uk. And I guess my message would be, if you're curious to experience harmony in your life, peace, contentment, more ease, and explore your full potential, go find a practitioner. When you're at ease with your life, the physical symptoms do fall away, and you're able to cope with life's curveballs, life's challenges. We are, after all here to live a life as a human being, and that includes navigating stressful times as well as the good times. But it's how we handle those stressful times. It's our response to those stressful times and those stressful situations that is the key. And a BodyTalk practitioner can definitely help you with those responses. So yeah, go find one.
Absolutely true. I find that life is going to happen. The challenges are always going to be there. And your resilience is going to depend on how many tools you have in your toolbox. And BodyTalk is on top of that list. So at least personally, that's what I feel, that keep on gathering tools so that when the challenge comes, you will be ready with your toolbox.
Absolutely. That's a great way of putting it. Knowing how to use your tools is key.
Yeah. Well, maybe this is a personal question, but I'm gonna ask you: Did you get married again? Did you find another love story?
Not yet, no. But you know what? I'm really happy, and I'm honestly really content with my life as it is. And I think I have to thank BodyTalk for that too. If you want an honest personal answer, BodyTalk has also enlightened me to the belief systems about being in a relationship. There are a lot of social expectations, or you can measure your worth in terms of being in a relationship, being with a partner. Am I acceptable? Does someone love me? And actually, when you really fundamentally love yourself, a lot of that can fall away. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I'm all ears.
So I'm really grateful as well that I'm just honestly so content with where I'm at. And going back to the piece we spoke about at the beginning, I'm sure if it's meant for me, it will find me. So, and meanwhile, I have a lot of love in my life. I have 3 amazing children, a lot of community love, and yeah, life is really good. So I hope that answers your question.
Oh, no. I wasn't looking for my choice of answers. I was just wanted to hear your answer. And absolutely, you said it. If it's not needed, it's not needed. If it's needed, it will show up. You just have to be open for that answer. Who says one size fits all? And even though society is going to put you into a mold, but that doesn't matter. Ultimately, what brings you happiness is your own answer, and that's absolutely the right answer for you. Who am I to judge, right?
Oh, no. And BodyTalk helps us find our answers. I think that's why it's, so unique. It's just, it has helped me definitely navigate lots of different areas of my life and brought me to a place of great contentment and happiness and joy and living in love with life, actually, and all that life brings.
Yeah, yeah, being open to receiving life the way it comes, right?
Yes. Yeah.
All right, Nancy, it has been a great pleasure talking to you, hearing your story and the testimonials and the fun you are having with Body Talk. I'm sure it will encourage other people to explore it, enjoy it, and hopefully bring it to their life. And any questions you have, this is Indu. You can reach me on my email, indu@bodytalksmindlistens.com. And I'll be back with another one of my podcasts soon. Until then, take care and keep on healing. All right, Nancy?
Yes. Thank you. Thank
I'll
you.
let you go and we'll meet
Bye.
again. All
We will.
right, take care.
Thank you.
Bye bye.